Huh? I'm an amateur. I'm an amateur. I'm not an amateur. Oh, it's another YouTube exclusive. I'm Nathan, you're you. Click that bell so you can be notified when I drop new content, exclusive only here to YouTube. And be sure to subscribe here and share it with a friend and fan. Friend and fan. That's what it is. I want to tell you that I drank too much coffee. Oops, should have had my Magic Mind shot. Head to magicmind.com, type Nathan M20 at checkout for 20% off your first order. Go support them because they're supporting us, and show them love so that they know that they're getting love back. It's just like a big circle of love. A circle of love. I don't know what that is. The surprising link between stress management and funeral home success. It's pretty easy, really. You ready for the word? You ready? Delegate and outsource. Not outsource outside your four walls, but outsource to your people. The funeral profession is a beautiful one. It's centuries-old tradition and people who die to themselves night in and night out so that people that you love are cared for reverently at a drop of a hat because they're worth it. And they exhaust themselves. They choose you and your family over them and theirs. But everything that they do, they did it all and have done it all and continue to, for the most part, do it all themselves. And what does that do? Anxiety. It's the profession that you aren't perfect as a human anyway. And we want to be in the funeral profession because the families, we think, deserve it, which they do. You do. And nothing is going to go off without a hitch ever. There's always going to be a snag because that's life. And when there's grief involved and there's nowhere to place that grief, even the slightest thing a family can be very upset by. Stress. Stress management, funeral home success. How can you be successful in the best version of yourself if you're not taking care of yourself? And how can the funeral home thrive if everyone that's working is being overworked and they're doing everything and tripping over one another and are frustrated and they're not offering themselves, they're not showing up and being the best versions of. So it's just a constant circle of mess. Pretty quickly I learned, find your lane and thrive. And I talk about it a lot, and we'll be talking about it even more in our Mastermind course over 12 months. If you're probably not, you might not be thick-skinned enough. If you wish to be progressive and want so badly to be progressive and stop listening to, we've always done it this way. Yes, you can take the traditions of old, which are beautiful, and continue to push them forward to the future. But if you are interested in bringing on technology and social media to thrive and grow your business even further, and all of the processes that have been successful and all the CRMs and everything else that have been super helpful in the growth of my company, then there is a link in the description. It's an application form. We're taking only 35 seats. Fill it out. But you might not be thick-skinned enough because, people are going to throw rocks at you. It's like they love you until you're doing great things, and then they're, boo, this is a very, very competitive profession. For those of you who aren't in the profession, it is. It's interesting how competitive it is. Fill out that application. Finding your lane, and we talk about that. We'll talk about that in the Mastermind. Your lane is yours. What do you love to do, right? For the funeral professionals who've done it all forever and always and always and always, that's stress. That is stress. So a single license in Indiana, for instance, you are a funeral director and embalmer, but you're going to be better at one over the other. It's just how it works. You can do both, but where are you thriving? Where do you love? Do you love to sit with families and make arrangements because you're very intentional and you listen well and you're very organized and detail-oriented? That's amazing, right? That's where you should thrive. That's your lane. If you wish to do that, then you thrive. Don't put bodies in the choir when they can't sing. Don't just put someone there to fill a spot. Find the people's lanes and let them thrive. And in that lane, there's boundaries. There's 4 walls within that lane. So now you're in a box. But the walls bend. They're not just stagnant boxes. All these analogies I'm simply getting at, you can't do everything. In the moment that you're able to give other people responsibility and allow them the opportunity to rise to the occasion, and then correct them whenever they need to be on another course, you will see the funeral home become more successful, because staff will take ownership of that role even more than they already are. They won't feel all over the place. They won't feel this sense of anxiety that's probably there for doing all the other jobs. You'd be amazed. Communication will improve. The desire to come to work will improve just by doing that. Find your lane and thrive in it. Find what you love and be nerdy about it. You don't have to do everything. So, here is we'll do a little thing. Go to your team and ask them what their favorite part about their job is. And people will have similar, but they'll vary some. And as you really dive in and hone in, you're going to see different lanes emerge. And I bet if you start to assign them, you're going to see stress decrease, not only for yourself, because this work is getting done and it's spread amongst your team. Your team are going to take ownership and responsibility. Their stress is going to decrease because they're feeling the same. And then the funeral home is going to be a better, well-oiled machine, and you're going to see results. People are going to come in for visitation, and they're going to be like, wow, something's different here, because they're going to want to be there. And scheduling is a whole other thing. We'll get to that. Thanks for being here. Be sure to subscribe, click that bell, and follow me on all the socials, and find your lane. Find what you love. Be nerdy about it. Trust me.